Here we are, boys. Avowed is literally dead. There is no recovery from this point. There is nothing any purple-haired lesbian can tell you that will make this game suddenly magically successful. It is exactly as I called it, as you knew it, and as everyone with more than two brain cells could see it coming. It's dead. The release happened, and the release was absolutely pitiful. And this is after all of those people who were commenting and saying, oh, it's just the pre release, it's the early access, it's doing great. Where are these people now? They're deleting their YouTube comments on my video. That's where those fucking losers are. That's right. Piss the piss, shit the shit, and Avowed is in the goddamn grave. Oh, yes. And granted, I did think that something could happen and the next day could be better. Better than the all-time magical peak of, wait for this, 17.1k players. But I honestly at this point don't even think this is going to happen, and that is hilarious, okay? You know why I don't think this is going to happen? Because we have the graphs, we have the evidence, okay? If yesterday Avowed until 20 UTC time was going up 3k per hour. Now, do you want to know what's happening now? Because these graphs are always the same, and I'm gonna teach you something, okay? Look at where typically the upward drift starts. At around 10 or 11 a.m., aka everyone's waking up, everyone's having a good day, and then it goes up roughly to 18, 19, 20, maybe 20, maybe 21 UTC, and that's fine. And Avowed is no different, okay? Look at this. This is where the graph started to go up. From 10. From 10 to 11, the increase for a new game, a hot release that everyone thought will be a success, was literally 300 players. Wow, very impressive. I know. Then it was a whopping increase of 700 almost. Ooh. It's getting hot in here, huh, boys? It's getting really hot, if you ask me. And then it was an increase of 1.1k50. Oh my, such speed, such development. I bet this is gonna end well, won't it? And then from 9.4 to 10.8. Oh my, that is another big increase. That's a 1.4k increase, boys. But I mean, that is a lot worse than the average 3 per hour that we're gonna be getting. And I'm gonna spoil it for you because I already looked at the graph. This increase is literally roughly 1.5-ish k at its tops. And by the way, here, it's already going down. It's already going down. This is a 1.3k increase, and now the latest, which is 4 minutes from being the next number, by the way, on the list, it is a 1k increase. So if we factor in the growth, if we factor in where the growth will stop, and that is around the 2021 mark, because it's a new release. On average, it stops around 2019. 20 UTC time or 1900 UTC time. But let's say that this is going to stop around, let's say 12. You know what? Let's say 12 the next day. Because let's be super generous to the stupidity that is Avowed. Okay? So it still has 1700 UTC, by the way, is 5, which means it has still 7 hours to reach the new day mark. And considering it's already falling, barely clinching, barely scraping on the 1k mark, this means that this will be at super best situation. Because again, we're being generous with the numbers per hour that the game increases and the amount of time that it will increase. There is literally no fucking way in hell that this number increases up until the next day. It's just not happening. It's gonna probably already taper off at like 19 UTC standard time. Okay? So, best case scenario, Avowed, the perfect modern triumph of gaming, is gonna have a peak player base of 12.7k. I mean 22.7k. Best case scenario, literally absolute best case scenario that has roughly a 1% chance of becoming true, by the way. A 1% chance of becoming true. Best chance scenario, okay? Yesterday there was a chance I said that it's gonna reach 20k, and if it somehow magically triumphs overall, maybe 30k, which it obviously wasn't even close, because even the 20k mark was seemed impossible, and it tapered out here, and then a strange little push here happened. I wonder what's happening here. This is not fake, by the way. This is not bots. Stuff like this happens, and there's usually a reason. I just don't know what the fuck this reason was for some reason. But whatever. 17k. That's honestly roughly 7k more than I expect Avowed is gonna get in total. But hey, sometimes you're wrong, boys. Sometimes you get the disaster of a game, slightly wrong. But again, even if this game ended Dragon Age Railguard numbers at 90k, it would still be a disaster, okay? This game probably super minimum costed 100 million to make. And they're not even close. They're not even close. You know why? Because people in the comments section have spoken, and some people are smart. I like you people. You know what's up, and you know what to comment. Space Marine 2 got over 100k in early access and doubled at release. People are commenting about the fact that, because I never followed this, but I'm going to start following and checking how things go. But currently, a lot of people are mentioning that early access seemingly gets doubled when the game releases. So, you have Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, and, its early access was, pretty much here at 134k, and then the official release that effectively doubled it. By the way, I just want to mention that this is a success. This is a failure. This is an absolute failure. It's obvious. It's obvious, and there's almost nothing even to say about this. It is so beautiful. Space Marine 2 has currently more active players than Avowed will have tomorrow maximum peak. That's just the reality of it, okay? But yes. Seemingly, this seems right. Someone said that 200 million, referring to the amount that I said that this game cost. Even if it sold 2 million copies, the game would not break even. Yes. One thing to mention about when I'm talking about this disaster is the fact that I'm saying, hey, look at this. This shit made maybe topsy-turvy, like, well, 100 copies sold at 70. Maybe it made 70 million. And when I'm saying that 70 million, I am honestly being generous. Because I am not counting in. I am not even close to factoring in the fact that Steam takes a cut. And someone pointed this out, which I honestly almost forgot, is the fact that Avowed is a Pillars of Eternity IP. Which means that Microsoft doesn't actually own that shit. They need to also buy the IP rights, which can be a flat sum, or it can be, a percent of every sale made. Don't know which one it is, but, if it's a flat sum, it's probably a couple of, maybe it's like 10 or 20 million, I honestly don't know. Maybe even more, depending on how honestly Microsoft thought that Avowed is going to perform, how good. But in any case, if it's a license for every copy sold, they're probably skimming like 20 to 40% off. So Steam is taking roughly 30, let's say, and then they are taking roughly 20 or 30 more. So from that 70 million that Avowed currently, best case scenario, has made, by the way, you need to slash that in half and effectively slash that half in half, which would leave them roughly with 17.5 million in profit. And when I say profit, I don't actually mean profit. That would leave them effectively still negative 85 million for making this shithole game. If the game costed 100 million to make. if it costs a 200 million to make, which I think is a very, very likely possibility with how everything is happening in the gaming industry. Again, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, a 2D side scroller, also cost a 200 million to make. So nothing's off the table, sadly. So yeah, and I'm responding. I can't see my. What the fuck? What? Where's my reply? I know I'm logged into my Magic account, but where's my reply? I replied to this person. I'm pretty sure I replied to this person. Oh no, this is different. Okay, but point stands. It's a different person. Okay, the one I wanted to actually look was this one. Not even 50% more players than the early access crowd last weekend. The momentum is dead. True. This game won't even reach 1 million copies. 1 million copies sold at this point is completely unfeasible. They will be lucky if they sell 200 million copies first month. But honestly, I don't think they're going to even sell 200k copies in the first year. Okay? If nothing big happens, it's impossible. Now, granted, I am fully awaiting Microsoft to come out and say, Avowed, great success. 1 million people interacted with it. Yeah, sure. Saw an ad on Xbox Live. Sure, fucking sure. Interacted with it, my goddamn asses, one might say, right? It's insane. Also, this is just on Xbox and only PC. It's not on PlayStation. So that makes things even worse, by the way. And something that I have actually figured out at this point is currently the people defending Avowed, not even the woke lunatics, because the woke lunatics typically just champion something that they will never buy, and then they just go away and fuck off when it's a disaster. And this is no exception, by the way. All the insane people are gone, from the left at least. The people currently defending Avowed are Xbox fanboys. But of course, no disaster on Xbox cannot be accompanied by the Xbox fanboys for some stupid reason needing to yell into the fucking void that, oh no, this game is amazing, I love it, such a great thing, more value to the Game Pass. Oh, it's just so tiresome. Why are you like this? Why are console fanboys like this? Why everything on Xbox needs to be a success? Why can't you have failures? Why everything on PlayStation needs to be a success 10 out of 10? Why? On PC, everyone knows that there are success stories and failures, but on consoles, it always must be a success. Xbox doesn't have bad games. Tell that to fucking Starfield and Dragon Age. The fact that it has 13k is disturbing. I agree, and it's getting more. Now, admittedly, again, there is no way this graph moves up more. It's just absolutely dead. And the third day is going to be even lower than this. Again, can we actually see a new highest peak? Yes. But again, the highest peak for this thing should be roughly like 50k, and even then it's a disaster yet again. Someone commented, I'm gonna see if I can actually find this. I'm non-binary, 10 out of 10, so am I, buddy. I may be Pirate Bayery, but who honestly knows at this point? Now, if you dye your hair blue or something, you could actually be a character in this. Thank you. Hey, stop! At least I think I scrolled past the lesbian haircut comment, which is very good. So people don't see that. Well, it is what it is. It's good. Man, it is absolutely a disaster though. Where are my haircut comments? I don't see them. They magically disappeared. I'm happy. People like my haircut. Fuck off, okay? I'm gonna be in a lesbian relationship, and I'm gonna dish out the beatings. It is what it is, boys. You can't stop me now. That's it. Going full scissor me tizzer, baby. Okay, it is what it is. It is it is pretty bad. Worse than Concord? No, Concord is a little bit worse, honestly, and more hilarious. But it is really bad. And I mean, that's pretty much it. There is nothing to say. Avowed has completely. It's just over. It's over. Some people are gonna screech that it's a success. I mean, you have a better chance at screaming that Dragon Age Railguard is a success. You have a better chance screaming that Starfield with its 10 million interactions is a success. Okay? Space Marine 2, an actual success. No one's screeching about that. Well, whatever. I have a new ReZero episode to watch. 10 out of 10. Bye!